This is Card Creating with Jean. My name is Jean Ducro, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I live in McFarland, Wisconsin, which is just a couple miles south of Madison, our state capital. Hi, Shar. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. If you are here for the first time, please make sure you comment and share your name, maybe where you're from, and I will put you in our drawing for one of our cards that we're going to make tonight. Our drawing will be on Tuesday evening when we get together. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Shar, for sharing. Man, that means so much to me when you guys share. It helps me a lot. I notice that there's a lot more people that watch the videos and when you share. So, what a day. Today was my friend's going away and 60th birthday party, all rolled into one. And we were at church from 12:30 to 5:30 for the party and helping with setting up and cleaning up afterwards. And it was a very fun day. I think it was a little emotional for him. But it was good. So tomorrow he'll be in church, and I think they're going to do a special blessing for him when he leaves. And Monday he takes off for Australia. So it'll be quite an adventure for him, I'm sure. So I'll be sad that I won't see him for over 2.5 years probably. I mean, he'll be back a couple of times here and there when they have school break and stuff like that. But otherwise he'll be gone, and I'll have to communicate with him on WhatsApp because that's what they use in Australia. So I was sitting here last night trying to figure out what I was going to do for the lives. And then I was looking to see what sets I had that I hadn't really shown you anything on. And I picked a couple out and was able to create some things. Finished up this morning at 5. I hear there was a few of you on scrapping at 5 o'clock this morning. We could have had a live. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you for joining. Hope you all have had a good day and a little cool today. But anyway. So anyway, I finished up this morning at 5 o'clock and got home from church tonight at 5:30 and had enough time to wolf down a little bit to eat. And yeah, we could have. And thanks, Rhonda, for sharing. So, and then threw a little more lipstick on my lips and came downstairs and here we are. So I hadn't even gone through my video to see how many people had watched and commented last time. So I had to write down all the lists so I know how many would be in the drawing tonight. I do have the Stampin' Up! Non-orderable list up on my iPad here, and I can go through that quickly for you. Most of them are pretty repetitious. Party Dots available April 14th. Tiny Bee Trinkets April 7th. Let's see. Some of the two-tone paper, Wildflower Celebrations two-tone paper, April 7th. The To The Point Label Punch will be back in April 14th. The Beautiful Butterflies Hybrid Embossing Folder, April 7th. Terrific Toadstools Builder Punch, April 14th. The Suite for the Wildflower Birthday will be available April 14th. And the Beautiful Butterflies Bundle, April 7th. And Floral Delight Suite, April 7th. All of these, Terrific Toadstools Bundle, all of them have just something, part of the bundle that, or the suite that is not available. And then low inventory. So everything forward is low inventory. Let's see. Keeping Tabs, Punch Bundle, Storybook Moments Collection, some of the in-color ribbon is on low inventory, the Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix, petal pink scalloped ribbon. There's a lot of stamp pads that are regular colors that are on low inventory. Shaded Spruce, Garden Green, Granny Apple, Berry Burst, Boho Blue, Pecan Pie. The Pecan Pie is a refill. Lost Lagoon. And then the in color classic Stampin' Pads that are sold in the set, all 5 of them. That one's on low inventory. Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, classic Stampin' Pad. And the blends are for Pretty in Pink are on low inventory. Wild Wheat cardstock, basic white note cards and envelopes. Let's see what else is from. Okay, most of it is stuff that we've had. Yep, that's it. Okay, now let me see if I can get over to my this thing in my little. Ooh, it has to turn down my volume right away. Oh wait, it's down. Okay. Get me up on my iPad so I can see your comments. It's so much easier than trying to scroll through and see them on my phone. Come on. There we go. Okay, I got it up. Now let's put it through this and we'll do our drawing. Oh, it's so hard to get it in this little rubber stand that I've got. There we go. Got one side in. There we go. Okay. Too much stuff on my desk already. Haven't even started. Good grief. All right. Very good. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Thank you all for joining and for sharing when you share, because that definitely does help me. All right, let's see. Let's turn the camera down so that you can see the 3 cards that we made, and the one that I remade because I didn't like the way it looked is included. All right. My light out of the way here. There we go. Oh, my lights are not cooperating here. There. Okay. I think we got it now. Sorry. So we were using the new paper pumpkin kit for our cards that we made on Tuesday, and this is the only one that is the actual from the kit. We went rogue after that, so these are the 2 that I made afterwards. This is the one that I had to remake because I didn't like the coloring up here that we had done with the stamp that was included in the set, which is this one that I had stamped up at the top on the sheet that was on there before. So I switched it out, and I like this a whole lot better. All right, let's see who's going to be lucky tonight. So we have got number 7. It's Carrie. And I don't know if she's on tonight, is she yet? missing? No. She hasn't come on yet. So if she does not come on tonight, I will send her a picture of the 3 and she can choose. All right. And put this back down here. Get things out of the way. Okay, so we are going to be creating some cards tonight. And I'm fingers crossed, we're going to try to make 3. And we are going to be using the Natural Botanicals set, which I received as a free celebration set, but it is also in the catalog, and it is extending into the new annual catalog too. So I thought, well, maybe I should make something using this because it is going to be a set that's going to be long-lived. And then I'm also going to add some of the elements of text in the cards. I'll either be using the round text or the rectangular text or the splotches. I love the splotches. I had not used them until this set, and then I started using them, and I really like the effect on the cards. The other thing we're going to use is some of the DSP from this set, which is the Thoughtful Journey set. But we are going to be using not the front side, but the back side. Oops, that's not a good one to show you. It's the ones that have the more muted, or here's one. Let me get it out here. Like that. More watercolor look to it. Alright, let me get these put aside. And then I'm adding, for sentiments and stuff like that, other sets. So the first one we're going to make, and each one card is going to have a different color scheme. This one is going to be using the inks out. We'll be using Smoky Slate and Pretty Peacock. And this is the one that's on the back side of this. I just think that is gorgeous. And we just need a piece that's 3 inches wide, so you can get 2 cards out of one piece of the DSP. And we are going to cut a frame out of this. This is one of those, okay, where did that go? Here it is. One of the textured notes frames. I love these. These are so cool with the different designs on the outside edge. We're going to be cutting one of those, and we're going to be using one of these frames, a different size, in one of the other cards. Let me get my base. Is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we are going to use the, what did I use? So Thankful from the Beautiful Butterflies. I need thank you cards coming up, so I thought, I'm going to start making some thank you cards. And You Make Life Better on the inside. Put those aside. And we are going to use a little of the soft sea foam blends, and what did I use this in? Oh, and then the dark Pretty Peacock to color our pearls. So let me get all the goodies out of my basket here. I already pre-cut the label for the sentiment on the outside. And these are the iridescent pearls we're going to use to decorate the card with. Okay. So first, why don't I go ahead and cut this out. And I'm going to bring over my mini. Hopefully it doesn't make the table vibrate too much. I think that was the problem, that I wasn't using it so much, and I saw it sitting on my counter and I thought, gee, that hasn't gotten much love lately. I think maybe I should get it back out and use it a little bit. So we're just going to put this down. This is the one that you always have to be careful to always have that sandwich, so that the center piece, this board here is going to be back just a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. So you've got the base and the plate that you're going to put your paper and your die on, and then the one that goes over. These two have to be situated out a little bit more than this one. Otherwise, it does not want to feed through. You can fudge that on the bigger one, but not on the mini. Oh, let's see. We might be able to use this for a tag. And I'll use it especially if I don't do a good job of stamping my sentiment this time. I might have to do another one. So I'll put that aside for just a little bit, and it will come back when we are ready for it. Okay, so I am going to take the script here, and we're going to stamp it in the smoky slate. And I want to make sure the words, there's just a few words that you can actually understand and figure out. Make sure that those are stamped upright. And we're just going to go in the center here. Hopefully we aren't going to be too far off as far as lining it up. And that's fine. Okay. And I'm going to try to stay current on cleaning my stamps. Okay. That's all I have to do with this one. So I'm just going to tuck that away. I figure if I could clean up as I'm going, maybe I'll be able to not have such a desk that looks like a bomb went off in it. Alright, so we are going to stamp the daisy-like flower right in the center of this. And we're going to do it in Pretty Peacock, right over the top of the writing. And I'm going to pull this down a little bit. I hope it's not out of the picture. I got to see, wait for it to catch up. Oh, it is a little bit. Okay, I'll go back up. Or maybe I'll try to pull this towards me a little bit more. That should help. All right. We're just going to put this in the center. Like so. I'm going to be using this guy on each one of the cards that we make tonight. And, oh, why don't I do the sentiment right away? And our sentiment again is so thankful. I have my Befrienders class starting up right after Easter. That does not look like it's inked. There we go. That's much better. Please be straight. Not so bad. Alright, and we could do the inside as well. And that is, you make life better. I'm going to set this down just a little bit. Like so. This is one of those, it doesn't quite line up right. So I always have to be careful when I put it on the block that I have it on the block straight so that it does not go wonky on me. Okay, that's all I need of this color, so I'm just going to slide that away. And then I'm going to take some soft seafoam. And I'm going to flip this upside down because we're going to put some little leaves here in the corner. One on each corner here, just to kind of zhuzh up the inside a little bit. And then we're almost done with all of our stamping. I just have a little bit of coloring to do. I just love these two colors together. I think it's really stunning. It's like, I keep thinking to myself, I need to make more cards using these two colors because I think they are awesome. Arniac green looks good with it as well. Okay, so that's it for that one. And I do have to use this one color one more time. Okay, we're ready to start assembling. Let's get the cover on the right side. Okay, so our 3-inch piece here needs to be cut down in length. I didn't do that yet. And we are going to cut it down to 5 inches. And we are going to glue that over here on this side, kind of centered in the middle here, or between the edges, I'm sorry. That wasn't very clear, was it? Yeah, Pretty Peacock is one of my favorites too. I agree with you. Of course, I like the color teal anyway, if you hadn't noticed. Gets into the spring and summer months, and most of my clothes are that color. Okay. And this is going to go on the other side, and we're going to try to arrange the edges to the edge of this up. Oh, I forgot to do something on the flower yet. So we will arrange it so that the edge here is about the same distance as it is over here. Make sure I get these corners down. I want to take the dark seafoam, and I'm going to color the petals in. Wait a minute. Let's try the light and see how that goes. Well, that just sprayed out some alcohol. Because I'd like those petals that are kind of tucked underneath a darker color. So we're going to try this with the light. And I think it's cool still seeing the writing underneath for the background, kind of coming through, and gives it a little bit of a texture on the leaves. Let's see how this is the darker one now. Boy, there isn't much difference here. This is dark, isn't it, Jane? Yes, it is. Okay. Blurry there. We'll go over the edge just a little bit. There. Not much difference. And I do want to put some Wink of Stella on that when we are done assembling. I want to pop this one up. So let me get out my dimensionals. Do the 4 corners and then one along the side here. That's it for that sheet. That was from one of my paper pumpkins, I think. Okay. Now you could fancy this up any way you want to. I was kind of staying a little bit on the more simpler side tonight. You could take some of the, what is that? The brushed silver foil, and put that in around there. That would be stunning with this card if you were really trying to make it extra special. Say if you were making it for a wedding card or something. Let's see, I don't need that anymore, I don't think. And let's put our Wink of Stella on right now. I'm just putting it on the petals. I'm not going to do the whole flower in the center. There. And I don't know if you could tell, but I wasn't completely covering the petals when I colored them in. There is a little bit, just a little tiny bit of white space. Okay, so now I want to put some of these pearls on. Oh, let's get this guy on too. This is going to sit off just a little bit here. So I need to have a couple of the mini glue dots. I gotta tell you, this is my last sheet of mini glue dots. I need to order some. But you get so many on one sheet, I can't even tell you how long it would take me to go through this whole sheet that's on here. You get a lot on there. So let's see, I'm going to go over there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here, the mono glue. Just to give it a little extra. I still want a tiny bit of the DSP to show through. I'm just going to hold this here because it wants to pop up. Alright, put that back for a second. Oops. No, I do need this yet. I didn't use it. We are going to color 3 of these little guys. So I always use the brush tip, and it doesn't make them super dark, but it does give them a nice tealy color. I know that's not even a word. I don't know how long it takes these to dry, but give them a little blow. Maybe we'll just try using the... Oh, stay on there. There. You know, that sure didn't color in very dark. Was this the dark one? Oh, it's the light. Well, no wonder, Jean. Let me grab the dark one. Maybe that'll make the difference. My other ones are much darker. Oh, yes. Hello. I had to look up on my sample card and see. Oh, yes, that was a little bit darker. Okay, now I don't need to use these anymore. So we're going to be moving on to a different color. Oh, but I don't have room in my case for it there. I feel like my head's going to get in the way here in a moment. Okay, we're going to put one right up here. We're going to put one. I don't know if you could see that on each side there. There. And we have a card. I mean, you could put a bow on here. You could do just about anything you want to. I had even considered about putting some ribbon around here, and I thought, no, I think I'm getting to be too much. Less is more sometimes. And in this case, I thought it was. So that's our first card. And this is my sample. Oh, I did color that in. Maybe we could do that too. A little bit of white up there. Grab. Helps fill it in a little bit. There we go. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I think it's a very pretty card, suitable for just about anything. But in this case, it's going to be a thank you card. And each one that we make is going to be just a little different and have different stamps that we use. So, other than the main thing here. All right. Let me put those aside. And our next one, we are going to be using Peach Pie, Basic Beige, and Old Olive. This is what our tag is going to be cut out from. And I've got that here. And this is the sheet that has the front part of that DSP, and we are using this back piece. And it's the same thing, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let me just, whoops. Try this, and this one still needs to be cut at 5 inches, and I'm going to take it off the blue side, the blue end, this 5 inches. So why don't we just go ahead and glue this on. One less piece floating around. All right. That over here to the side, and then I've got a piece here for the background. Instead of cutting it out with a frame, I cut a piece of white cardstock that is 3.5 by 4, and that's going to go in here like so. So same basic layout, and this is the side, and we are going to do the background. Where I am trying to get the rest of the stuff out of my box here. We're going to use the round one, and we're going to use it in basic, do it in Basic Beige. So soon, running out of room. But I took everything out of the box and there wasn't room for it on the table. Okay, try to get this kind of centered. Hopefully straight. Oops, there we go. There we are. So use the things, I'll stick them back in the basket. And I'm not going to be using this anymore. Now we are going to switch to, let's see, first we'll do the soft seafoam. We are going to take the large leaf, and we have it flipped over so that it's the smooth side that is out. These are two-step stamps in this set, so you can stamp it both. This side has the detail on it, and then the other side is the flat side. And we just want the flat side for this first image. And I'm just going to set this over to the side somewhat. I should have a stamp mat out for this. Oh, it did fine. And then I'm going to take the other larger one that's tall and kind of skinny. This one I have the detailed side up. And we are going to use Old Olive. And I think I'm going to stamp it off. Let me get my little sheet over here. And I can't remember what I did. I think I stamped off. So we'll just try it once. I think it's going to be too dark otherwise. Yep. And we'll stamp it off once. All right. And then we are going to kind of go over so it swerves over to the right side. Like so. Now this would be appropriate for a guy's car if you wanted, just by putting the leaves on there. Got that one back. And we are done with that. Now we're going to move on to the peach pie. And I have a piece of cardstock here. White, just a piece of scrap. Kleenex out of the way. And this we can move aside for a little bit. We're going to do our flower. Couldn't find my flower there for a second. And this one we are actually going to fussy cut. This is not too bad to fussy cut. And I do like this in this color. And once it dries, it does tone down a little bit. And we are going to add, let's see, I do need this for words. We are going to add some petal pink to it. Here's the light. Start with the light one first. And we'll go to the dark. And the underlying ones. Put a little dark in there. Hopefully you can see me. Yes, you can. I'm always afraid I'm coloring off screen. I thought, oh, that would be so annoying. I know. When I've watched videos and people have gone off screen, you almost feel like yelling, "Get on screen! Get on screen!" But because you don't want to miss anything. Oh, and I'll do this little bit up here at the top. All right. That's it for this. Hey, this is working out pretty good. Putting away as I'm creating. I should do this more often, huh? Don't end up with such a catastrophe at the end. Okay. Every time I fussy cut, I think, you need to order a new pair of snips for doing paper. These just don't feel like they are slicing through the paper very easily. I don't know if you've ever had that problem, but I don't feel like have as good a control over the scissors as I would if they were sharper. Now, I've tried sharpening them and it just doesn't really do it. I don't know if any of you have had success trying to sharpen your snips, and if you've had luck, please let me know. I'd sure like to know, because I don't, as much as I cut, man, I'm going to have to go get a new scissors at least once a year, maybe even more frequently. There. We got that one cut. Just going to get rid of that. Alright. Now we need to do our, I've got my link to my store covered up here. That wasn't so good. Maybe this will fit. Ooh, it will. I can save this piece for the next one that we make. Okay. this doesn't seem like it's... Oh, it is a little bit, isn't it, shaken? I guess there's no way around it, no matter what you use. And this die is from the... Let me grab it. Come here. Is from the Unbound Love that has all the different dies. So that was from here. Might as well put this back. Now watch, I just jinxed myself. I'm going to have to make another one. This usually happens to me. Okay, so this is going to say, "You're pretty wonderful." And this one I got to get down here a little bit because it just fits in. And we're going to use the Peach Pie ink again. Fingers crossed. Yay. One little dark spot there. That's interesting. There's nothing on there. What do we say? Oh, it's just a stamped card. It's okay. I'll put that one back. Oh, I gotta do the inside of the card too. And that, I have to look quick and see how we did that. I think it's using the, yep, okay. We are just going to put a little simple, tiny little thank you on here. Bring that down. Like so. Again, just a little straighter, but not too bad. These little ones are hard to clean. They want to slide all over on the blocks. Okay, now I'm done with this one. Put that one back, and we're going to grab the Old Olive. And we are going to do our leaves again. But we are going to stamp off the detail on the corners. On each side. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over, the stamp, and we're going to stamp the solid section in the, talk about soft seafoam. I had a senior moment there. Alright, so we're going to flip this over. So it's the solid side up. Dip it in here. And then we're going to line this up. And get a little green on there. It just brightens up the inside of the card, I think. So, okay, I need that one more time for the next one. We're really humming along here on these cards. Okay, we got the inside done. Let's finish the outside. So again, I'm just going to put dimensionals on the four corners of our background piece here. And this time just in the four corners. Because I also want to pop up the flower. And if you don't want to add extra postage, you kind of figure out where you strategize where you're going to put those dimensionals. There. See how as this is dried, it's kind of, it's not as brilliant as it was. I don't notice that in other inks, but this one, for this color, it does. So I'm only putting dimensionals on the top of the flower, and I'm just going to put a touch of glue down at the end of the stem. Get some on that? No, I don't think so. Come on. Well, something's not working here. We were a minute ago. Just don't come gluing out. Oh, for Pete's sakes. There it is. Okay. And then we're just going to put this, there's my original, down like so. And this guy is going to go in here, and we are going to, well, I guess I glued him straight down. Yeah, I think I will, because they are a little close. I mean, I could bring it, I think I like it. We'll bring them in a little bit, so they're not all the way out to the edge. And that'll be fine. Now this is again where you could add some ribbon or thread or something behind this. You went down a little too soon. There. But I didn't. And this time I am using the In Color Shimmer Gems for our bling. I'll put one up here. I think they show off so nice. And one on each end here. Oop. There. Those even. This is up just a tiny bit. There, that's better. And number 2 is done. I just think these backgrounds really add a nice touch to the cards. And here I will show you my sample, which is identical, I think, just about. There it is. Oh, we didn't put the Wink of Stella on. Yeah, I like the 6x6. I wasn't sure about them when I first started using Stampin' Up's paper. I'm like, gee, it feels like, you know, we're not getting as much paper, but you really do get as much paper as you do when you get a 12x12. You just get a lot more sheets of them. And I'll tell you, if you're going to ship them, it's much easier to ship the 6x6 paper. I think that's why a lot of people will cut them down when they're going to ship them out, if they're doing a paper share or something. Alright, let's get this little bit of glue off my mat here so I don't run into problems later. So there's these two. There, and now on to our third and final. Okay, this one we're going to get dramatic. We are going to use the Spring Corners Thank You for Everything. And I'm putting it on the front of the card, and we're not putting anything on the inside, so that you could actually write a note inside, you know, because when you send a thank you note, you usually write something on the inside for sure on those. Alright, so we are going to use some glue dots. Get this stuff cleaned up just a smidge. Before we start. dimensionals out of the way. Okay, get my sample over here so I can refer back to it. We are going to use Blackberry Bliss for our next one. And we are actually going to put a piece of cardstock as a mat. I just didn't think that there was enough color difference on this one. It seemed a little washed out for what I wanted. I wanted to make sure that it was dramatic. So 8.5 by 5.5. Score the 8.5 at 4 1/4. And then I took a piece of the Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and this is 5 3/8, so it's 1/8 of an inch smaller than the front of the base. So I'm sorry, it's 5 3/8 this way and 4 1/8 this direction. So I am going to just glue this on right away. Again, you could add a ribbon around this if you so desire. Or again, put some of that beautiful silver paper on there. And I have not cut this one down, so it's 3 inches wide by 5 inches we want. All these little pieces. I should be able to make a card with all of these little pieces. I bet. They're all the same size. Alright. And we are going to go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on. Let's put the darker or moodier part up higher. My sample has it the other direction. Let's just see how that looks, if it makes any difference. This was the last piece that I had of this that has that beautiful, what do you call it? What do you call that weed? Thistleweed. When it gets to just before planting season, I'm telling you, I can't believe how dumb I get over the winter. I can't remember any of the names of the flowers anymore. Okay, we're going to do this one at the bottom. And bring this in like so. Let's get it straight. There we go. Oh, a little overage there. Alright, and this one we are using a larger piece of our die. This one just fits in just by the skin of your teeth. Oh my. There we go. I still don't like to go in straight in. Ooh, it's going to make a noise. Sorry. It's probably a big jolt. Alright. I don't think I need... Nope, I don't need this anymore. Okay. I like this one that's got the little design around the edge. I like that design. Let's see. That might be usable for a tag, I'd say. I'll put this in my scrap bin here. I have a little miniature bucket that I put all my white scraps in. Some days I feel like I'm not using anything out of it, and other days it's like, oh my gosh, I'm really getting a lot out of this thing. It's really getting down there. And then in the next second I'm adding more. Oh. Well, that wasn't good. Let's see how this... Oh, which blend is this? My light fresh freesia cap wasn't on completely. get the rest of our stuff out here. And that's it. Okay. So first we are going to start out using the fresh freesia. And I think we're going to stamp off again. Doing a lot of stamping off. And we're going to put these splotches on. Let's just double check. We can maybe do both. And I would prefer not having it in where we're going to be stamping the sentiment. So we'll leave that area here open. I tried using the smaller rectangular splotchy typing on here in, what did I use? Bubble Bath, and it just didn't show up to do anything. It's on my sample. Good luck finding it. Let's see. Yeah. I'll put one down here. I think that's going to be enough. We can tell once we put the sentiment on, which we are going to do next. I always have to stick my thumb in it. It never fails. Alright, so I get this down here. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, goodness. I can get this on here without making a big mess. It'll be a miracle. You can see it's all over my block. There. Thank you for everything. Those corner greetings sometimes are just a little bit tricky. I don't know if you have that set and if you found that. Sometimes it is. Okay. Now we are going to take our... Did I put it aside already? We want to use the fresh freesia again. Not that one. I think I must have stuck it back in there. Yeah. This one. And we are going to do 2 of these. One looking this direction. I'm kind of doing the cutout here of the leaf around the Y and everything. And then we're going the other way. See, if we hadn't done the splotches and stamping it off, it would be the same intensity as these leaves are. Now I knew why I did it that way. We're just kind of crossing the base down here and then having it swing out here. There. I like this color. I haven't used it a lot. Well, I've used Fresh Freesia a lot, but I haven't used Blackberry Bliss a lot. Okay. Let's put this one back. So we won't be using that anymore, I don't think. Nope. I didn't do anything on the inside, that's right. Alright, now we are going to do our flower. So that'll be ready to go on there. I think I have enough room for this flower on this. I sure do. And we're using the Blackberry Bliss. And it really looks black, but I think it's going to dry lighter. See if I can get some of this off my fingers. Might be a lost cause. Sorry, I've got it. Some of that ink is really on the flower. It's funny, it hasn't done that on the other ones. There. Alright. Now we are going to color it in our fresh freesia. Give it a little zhuzh. Actually, I'm done with that too. We are done. Which one is this? The light. Okay. You can see that I'm really not filling it in. Kind of messy coloring. Let's do that. Yeah, maybe we'll do the light on that upper part there. Well, that's kind of cool. I think that's all I'm going to do on that. And we're going to cut this one out again. Purple, purple. There you go. Scissors over here and see. Has anybody got big plans for tomorrow? Oh, Ronnie, you like this color? Okay, good. I'm glad I hit everybody's color. I sat here for the third one, and I'm like, what color should I use? What color should I use? First, I pulled out. What did I pull out? I think it was more like reds. I was looking at reds, and I thought, no. And then I looked down, and I saw Blackberry Bliss, and I thought, ooh, I think there's some pretty colors in the paper that goes for Blackberry Bliss. You're working tomorrow. Oh, that isn't nice. You don't get the weekends off? Or does that give you a weekday off instead? I hope that is the case. I would not. I can remember when I used to be a property manager on campus. I don't know if any of you know that, before I retired. And I managed 2 high-rise apartment complexes on campus. It was a real treat during COVID, let me tell you. We used to have to do turnovers, they called it, when people moved out and you had to prepare the apartments for within 24 hours for the new residents to move in the next day. You should see that on campus. It's a real treat. Anyway, the times that the last day of the month, or when it was on campus, it was actually, what was it, April 14th. Every year, the kids would have to move out by noon, and then you had to go through every apartment, and you had to do a checkout and see what was wrong and what needed to be fixed or replaced or whatever. Oh, that is bad. Let me try that again. This end is terrible. And I always hated having to work on a weekend when it fell that way. And it did a few times while I was working downtown. And before, when I worked out just doing regular apartments, we always had to do turnovers of any apartments that people's lease was up at the end of the month, and we'd have to go through and take pictures and write up, you know, what was wrong, and then you have to bill back people, and if they don't pay for their damages, you have to take them to court. Yeah, it was a life lesson working for that company, and I learned a lot. Some things I never realized I needed to learn. But I love the students downtown. They were fun. I enjoyed them, except during COVID, because nobody wanted to wear a face mask when they came in the office, and that was not good, because I have a immune system that's compromised, and when they'd come in with their shirts over their mouths, expecting me to talk to them, I'd yell at them and tell them to get out of my office. Come back when they had a mask on. We are going to put this is, oh, what is this ribbon? I can never remember. It's a striped ribbon. Iridescent ribbon. I thought would look really pretty and set that off at the bottom of that flower. So let's get our flower on there, and then we will put our little bow. I like that bow ribbon because it really behaves when you try to work with it. It ties a bow nicely. Okay, let's see. We are going to put this guy right in here. Again, we are going to put this up. So this time I will put one halfway point going up and down. Yep. Oh. All right, let's put this guy on first. Get it in the center. Take my little glue eraser, because I can see that little bit of glue that I overdid here on the bottom shining at me. So one good thing about this glue is it gets glossy if it's oozed out past, so you can hit it with your glue eraser. Come on. There. Much better. Okay. Now this guy. Well, the time and a half on Sunday, I guess, isn't so bad. We never got paid overtime. We were paid the same thing no matter how many hours you worked, and you can bet that there were more times than not that I worked more than 40 hours a week. Especially during turnover, I was probably working. I would get at least 100 hours in a week. It was awful, but it lasted only for 3 days, and then the new group moved in. But like I say, it was something I didn't really need to know. And being downtown Madison, you dealt with some homeless folks, and yeah, sometimes it wasn't pleasant. Get you down there. You don't want to go down there, do you? Okay, I'm just going to kind of put this at the very bottom here of our flower. There. And I have some of those purple gems, the purple fine shimmer gems, that I thought would look absolutely lovely on this card. So I think we'll put one up there. And here. And one over there. Voila. We are done. Oh my gosh. This must be a record. just a little over an hour. All right, let's get them out again. Here's my sample. So very, oh, goodness gracious, I really don't want to put this Mica Stella on, do I? And I just think it makes it pop so. The first one that I originally made was the one that was the second one that we did, this one here. And I just left it without coloring in the flower, and I thought, you know, I really think that needs to be colored in. Okay, so that's our guy. No, I can't remember which one it is. I'll do this one. And this one. So that is what we made tonight. I don't know if any of you have that set, but it's really a nice set. Was there any pieces that we didn't use? There was. We didn't use this little daisy here and this little tiny leaf here. But all the rest of them we did use. And so you can see how you use the front for the detail on the back. This one I couldn't figure out because you definitely are going to have, this part will line up somewhat, but the stem goes off to the side, so not as good. And this one, a little bit the same way, but I think they are cool. And I love this background. Oof. I knew I was going to like it when I saw it, what they had offered that time, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to get that because I think I can hang on to that for a long time and use it in a number of different situations. So I am going to be doing a workshop coming up in a couple of weeks. Oh, let me see if I can find the stamp set on the mixed florals. So if anybody would be interested in that, I think I'm going to offer a deal next month that if you want to get this workshop, especially if you have the stamp set, it'll be pretty easy. If you do a $75 order with me, you can get the workshop for free. So something to think about. Let me know. And I'd love to send it to you, and I still haven't worked out all the details for it, and but just let me know. I'll be talking about it again further as we get closer to it, and I can always add on the tutorials and the workshop to go leading right up to the day that I do the workshop. So I hope you have a good Sunday, and please, if you're watching this and after the fact, if it's past the live, make sure you comment so you can get in on the drawing on one of the 3 cards that we made tonight. And I will see you guys on Tuesday, and it's going to have to be a quickie because it's the last night of my class that starts at 7 o'clock. So join me at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night, and we'll do something quick. It might be that box that you wanted a refresher on, because I think I can get that done in an hour. Have a great Sunday. Thanks. Bye, everyone.